In this video, we are going to see more on parallel lines. In fact, in our earlier video, we have clearly understood everything that exists between a set of parallel lines especially when a transversal cuts it, right? So let me redraw the parallel lines and the transversal for you. Yeah, so these are a set of parallel lines equidistant from one another, and this is a transversal which cuts these two lines. Now in our earlier video we have a strong idea of the concept behind these parallel lines. This is A, so this was also A. Now in this video I am just going to introduce you to some commonly used terms to describe these angles. So this is very important for you to communicate with the others about which angle is equal to which angle. Though you know conceptually, you know that when I'll just draw a small figure here. When there are two parallel lines and a transversal cuts, you're well aware that if this is A, this is also A, and you know that this is 180 minus A and the so you're aware of this now. Your concept is very clear, but you need to know the commonly used terminologies. Now look at this first. The two angles which are equal to one another, which match with one another, right? It's just that they match. Just because they match, we call them the corresponding angles. We call them the corresponding angles. I think it would be better for you if I give names to each angles. So let me call them by numbers. So this is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, and here it is 5, 6, 7, 8. Now do you think that there is only one set of corresponding angles like we said here, A and A? So do you think that it is only angle 1 is equal to angle 5? No. If you observe closely, angle 4 is also equal to angle 8 because they match with one another. They are corresponding to one another, right? And similarly, angle 2 is equal to angle 6 and angle 3 is equal to angle 7. These are called corresponding angles. 1 and 5 correspond to one another. 2 and 6 correspond to one another, and so on. Now what is the other term which we use, a commonly used term, is alternate interior angles. As the name suggests, they are alternate to one another and they are inside the two parallel lines. Interior, they are within the two parallel lines. So what can be the alternate interior angles? Angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate to one another. Maybe I use the wrong color because this is also black. Angle 3 and angle 5, they are alternate to one another and they are inside the two parallel lines. So these are called alternate interior angles and they would be equal. We have seen here that they are equal, right? So let me start writing all the alternate interior angles. Angle 3 is equal to angle 5, and now we are just left with two more interior angles, 4 and 6, and they are alternate to one another, so they are also equal. So this is another term which is used very often. And consecutive interior angles. The other term which is used is, of course, consecutive interior is not used commonly. We use the short form of the consecutive interior, co-interior. Co-interior angles, also called angles on the same side of the transversal. Angles on the same side of the transversal. So you would have correctly guessed these angles now, co-interior angles or angles on the same side of the transversal. 4 and 5, right? 3 and 6, of course, interior, they are within the parallel lines. So what about them? What about 4 and 5? You know that 4 and 5 add up to 180 degrees, right? 180 minus 8. So the co-interior angles are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. So it is angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degrees. And similarly, angle 3 plus angle 6. angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degrees. So these are popularly called co-interior angles or angles on the same side of the transversal, right? And what are the other terms which are commonly used? Of course, from an alternate interior, we can say alternate exterior angles are equal, like 2 and 8 and 1 and 7. It follows. And I think that's it. A very common term, which of course you would be knowing, are vertically opposite angles. We have seen this earlier also. When two lines intersect, the vertically opposite angles are equal. In this case, these two lines are intersecting here. So what are the vertically opposite angles? 2 and 4 are vertically opposite to one another. 1 and 3 are vertically opposite to one another. So they are equal. Angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Angle 1 is equal to angle 3. And in the same way, these two lines intersect one another, isn't it? So here also you have two sets of vertically opposite angles. They are angle 5 is equal to angle 7 and angle 6 is equal to angle 8. I hope now you would be familiar with these terms, vertically opposite angles, and this is the most commonly used corresponding angles which you should be able to identify as soon as you look at the transversal cutting the parallel lines. And of course you would be able to, because you know this concept. And alternate interior angles are also used often, co-interior angles. I hope all these terminologies are very clear to you. Thank you.